Well, welcome back to 1700. We're joined by James Keogh, aka Vance Joy. Thanks for coming in today.
Pleasure, thanks for having me.
Now, you'll be playing at the Sin-approved gig at the Workers Club tomorrow. What can we expect? Have you got any surprises in store for us?
I guess the main surprise is all the songs that I've written that people haven't heard. So I've got 2 songs that you guys would have heard, Riptide and From Afar. And I've kind of been writing songs for a while, for a few years, but I guess there's like 7 songs that people haven't heard, so that's the main surprise. Yeah, and with a band as well. So,
so something new for fans to get into on Vance Joy rather than what's just on Unearthed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. You'll be performing alongside with Ali Barter, who is your support. I'm a big fan of her music. How did you come across her music yourself?
She's actually she's a girlfriend of a good friend of mine, and I guess we kind of Ali and I, we played a few. Well, she got me on board for some acoustic gigs she did at a cafe near Chapel Street, and I was it was cool, and I just played with her there, and it's been good kind of having her around, and she's been able to give me gigs, and I've been able to play alongside her and share a stage with her. So I guess that's the connection. So
how long were you guys have you guys been performing together for, kind of sharing the stage and things like that?
Just this year, really, February, and yeah, it's just amazing. She's a beautiful songwriter.
Yeah, she is.
So it's almost it's a real pleasure to kind of be, I guess, playing music and kind of kicking things off at the same time she is. Yeah, she's amazing.
And now, Riptide and From Afar are the ones that are on your Unearthed page, and you said you've written some new ones that people can hear at the gig. Will there be an EP or an album with those songs coming soon? Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure what the timeline is yet, but I think maybe early to mid next year I'll have an EP or something like that, so that's pretty exciting. Yeah, that's good.
That's awesome. So just wanted to know kind of like the background way that you kind of write your songs. What's your songwriting process? Do you have any rituals that you kind of follow? Is it just,
Like, I don't have any rituals. I think I usually start with a melody or something, and then I work the words in later. Like I'll just walk around and I'll have like my notes on my iPhone, and I'll just type ideas and words that kind of get stuck in my head, or that I hear around or take out of a book or something, and then I put them to a melody that I've kind of, I guess it's kind of like, I guess, making a puzzle or sticking things together, and then at first it's not really even a polished thing, but you just kind of keep trying to polish it up until you can present it. So
well, I think the final product is pretty awesome.
Very yeah. Now, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about your inspiration, where the name Vance Joy comes from, as well as getting ready for your performance of From Afar, which is going to be...
And talking about the track as well, the meaning behind the track, so yeah.
So stay watching. This was Vance Joy. You're watching 1700.
Alright guys, we're back on 1700 with James Keogh, aka Vance Joy. Now I've got to ask you, James, where did the idea for the name Vance Joy come from? It's quite an interesting one.
Yeah, I guess I was reading a book by Peter Carey, who's a really good Australian author, and it's called Bliss. And in the story, there's kind of like a side character called Vance Joy, and he's the grandfather of the main character. And I guess his role in the story is that he's like kind of a storyteller and a poet, and he's just a storyteller, and he gets the kids around and he tells them stories. And I thought the name actually had a nice ring to it anyway, but I guess that did have a bit of I guess it had a bit of meaning behind it as well.
Kind of resonated with yourself, kind of the way that you want to perform, I guess. Like
yeah, absolutely. I guess you want to tell a story and convey some kind of feeling when you're singing a song. So.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's really cool.
It's a really fitting for a songwriter. Now, on Facebook, you posted a picture of Kieran and Roscoe from the Bamboos in the studio, and they were helping you record one of your tracks. How did that sort of collaboration happen?
I got the opportunity to work with John Castle, who's a really good producer. He does all their albums and does also Megan Washington's stuff.
Oh, cool.
So he's a really cool guy. His studio is at the back of his parents' house in Canterbury.
Oh, cool.
So it's not very rock and roll. It's like it's like Mailing Road, if you guys know that area.
Yeah.
It's like old people and yeah, very tame. So I go to this house in Canterbury and I knock on the door and his dad's like, oh, what's going on here? I'm like, oh, is John around? And he's like, yeah, he's at the back. So he like set up a shed.
Big laboratory.
A shed studio, yeah. And those guys we wanted some horns on a song that we've recorded, and he just called them up and they're just like, you know, you just tell them what to play and you tell them a few notes and they just bang, you know, like pros, you know.
It's amazing.
So it was cool, yeah, definitely.
So if you had the chance, who else would you like to collaborate with when writing a song or performing a song?
I don't know yet. I guess anyone who's going to help me develop my songwriting and who's going to help me write a really good song. So
All right, you heard that, everyone.
Yeah.
Anyone to James.
Absolutely. Anyone and everyone. Because I guess you don't know who's going to help you write that good song. So yeah, very much open.
Beautiful.
And now the song you're going to perform for us, From Afar, really, really good. I'm so excited. Could you tell us a bit about the story behind it?
Yeah. So I wrote that actually. Well, I wrote most of that song a couple of years ago, and then just recently I wrote the outro to it and kind of stuck it together. And I guess, I mean, it's personal because I think that everyone probably has a similar story of unrequited kind of love or a feeling towards someone that you can't always take advantage of. But yeah, I guess it's almost as well like a realization, that kind of feeling of like, well, you can't always do exactly what you feel, but you can love someone at a distance and it's fine. Yeah.
Well, it's a really, really beautiful track and we're both very much looking forward to seeing you perform it, and I'm sure you guys will as well. So stick around, guys. We'll be watching Vance Joy perform From Afar.